Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Corey, this is CNR Studios, and today we're doing a bit of a video on a project that I've been working on for a long time. Really hit it hard the past couple weeks. That project is sorting and organizing kind of my loose parts bulk Lego collection because in the future I would like to do a lot more mocks, a lot of things like that. So today we're about 80-ish% of the way through kind of the going through and organizing. So I thought it'd be a good time to pause, kind of talk through my process, why I want to do it, a big future project to like kind of display it and have it all nice and organized and look good, but still be very accessible and easy to get to. So we're gonna talk about those things. We're also gonna do a little bit of a city video. Not my first official city video, that's coming later, but kind of a prequel video of the city that I wanna do. So with that, we're gonna turn the camera around. I'll talk to you in just a minute. All right, so there is a lot of ways to organize and go through Lego. So let's start with this, that little box there. That is most of what I have left to go through. It's mainly just breaking down some sets I don't want, some small sets, as well as going through all those extra parts you get in Lego sets and things like that, the really tedious small stuff. So going through that, but the rest of this is pretty much organized Lego. So there's a lot of different ways I've seen people to organize Lego. If you're a big fan of Brixie, I am. His way of using Sterilite drawer systems with dividers inside is very common. Tiago does something similar with IKEA drawers with organizers in them. You have the Solid Brick Studios, David Hall, who has a massive collection and has basically a whole basement of nothing but part storage and organization. I'm not there. I don't know if I'll ever be there. I don't think that's my plan. I'm not ever planning to do large scale mocks. It's just more stuff, small stuff, city building and things like that I want to do. So I thought it was best to kind of do this system, and I'm going to explain that. So the first thing I did was pretty much everything is sorted by color and then them by piece. I know a lot of people would rather sort by piece style and just have like all of your like one by one, whatever together. But I took the time, since my collection isn't massive, to really be able to break down, especially the major colors, light gray, dark gray, others that I have. And I haven't gone through everything. I still have black to go through, Technic that I have just in bins that are sorted by color but not by piece type. But I don't use those things a lot, so I'm okay with if I don't get to them right away. And then I have some larger piece styles that I need that are for city building that are in these Sterilite bins as well. So if I have large quantities of an individual piece that doesn't really fit in these organizers, they go in here. So what organizers do I use? I use a series of Plano tackle block boxes. They're series 3600 Plano boxes, and I have them in a couple different sizes. The usual way I find them is they are the ones with the maroon latch. And I like those on the back because they give you a lot of slot options and it kind of keeps things uniform throughout. Then of course I have pap cups, and then the Sterilite, these are shoebox containers you can get from Target or various other retailers. But if I were to take one, so let's take this one. And one of the steps I want to do is still label each one individually. The nice thing I like about these is they're clear. You can see through them without opening them, but when you do open them, you get a better view. So this is dark bluish gray slopes, and I kind of have them from generally the smallest, and I have my way down here as the largest, or the ones with the highest quantity. And as you can see, we have everything from cheese slopes, 2x cheese slopes, modified slopes, inverted, large slopes, corner slopes. So that is kind of one way I organize. You can see I have to go with this one. I use all available slots pretty much. And you get a lot into one of these containers. And these are probably between $7 and $9 per container. So I do have a bit of investment in them all. Luckily I work at a place where we sell these. So I can usually get these relatively discounted. I work in the outdoor industry, so we do sell fishing stock, tackle and things, so I can get these. Another example we can look at is like kind of my vegetation, which I have a few containers. It's kind of like green mixed in with landscaping all kind of together. You can see how they're organized, and I have all the greens together, so whenever I get to landscaping, like doing a park or something in a city, they're all well together. So I really like this method. I'm really liking how they display and how they kind of stack. I'm going to put the camera on the tripod and kind of talk to you a little bit more about some of the things that I do to organize. Okay, sorry about kind of the weird angle. I definitely need to get a taller tripod to do these kind of standing videos where I just wanted you to see me and the display behind me. But I wanted to talk a little bit more about kind of what I showed you over there, a little bit of the organization system. So like I said, I use Plano tackle boxes, and I have them 4 different sizes. The main one that I use are these guys. This one I opened up and showed you that had all the slopes. You can get 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. 30 different slots in here. Of course, they are fully customizable, and you can break them down or whatever. So I have, in this example, all these, and then all the little ones. So you can get a ton of organization out of them, and that's why I really like them. They're not very big. You can easily label them as well in the end, and they stack moderately well. So that's one reason why I like them. And like I said, they fit in most spaces. Second to that one, they do make a taller one. Now with the taller ones, you do get less spots because they're for bigger items, and that's these guys. So in total, this is going to give you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22 to 24 slots. But these are great for big pieces. As you can see, I have all these like 1x2 mason bricks in dark red, which is actually one of my favorite colors in Lego. They just look really good. I don't have a ton of my dark red, so I only have, I think, one of this big one and one of the skinny ones. And I also have some like nude mixed in, just some colors I want to have a couple things of, just to make it go well. So these are the other one I use. And then for some of my minifig organization and minifig accessory organization, I use the little smaller ones. So one of the things we're going to talk about here in a few minutes with the city is kind of my medieval scene. And with that medieval scene, I've grown like a lot of Black Falcon figures and accessories, not anywhere near shy. I'm hoping maybe around 100 or so, but I think that fits my space a lot better. So for that, I also have some custom stuff from like K-Town Bricks especially, as well as some of the other collectible minifigures from Lego of different medieval factions and historical warrior tribes. So for those, I have these kind of medium small bins. These are quite a bit smaller. You're only going to get 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 spots. You can make them pretty small though. And then here you can see I have some of my collectible medieval minifig. And then from there, I have the very small ones, which they're about the same size, same rectangular size, but they're very thin comparatively. And these ones, I have all my minifig kind of weapons and accessories for outfitting the various knights in them. So you can see we have armor, quiver, bow, flags, shields, helmets. These are all here, and these are really good. And these ones you can get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12, 18, 19, 20, 21-ish, it looks like. So about 21, 22 cubby holes in there to kind of, for organization, so I really like that. So for quantities I have a good amount of pieces of, and if you've been to the Lego store a lot, you have probably a ton of pab cuts. And these are great for organization because again, they're somewhat see-through, so you can kind of see through the holes what the pieces are. And of course I'll label them so it's very easy to see. On this guy I have some excess inverted 2x2 bricks. dark bluish gray, especially for moss and mountain building and things like that. But not a ton, so I only needed the small one. And then for city building, especially for mill plating, I had a whole bin of 2x2 tiles. So that I use like the bigger pad cup for. And these are great, they stack pretty well, they look good, and organize them well, and things like that. And then finally, for large piece quantity of a type of piece or a particular style, I have these Sterilite bins. So this one is full of 2x2 bricks and some 2x3s, because I don't have a ton of 2x2 for making mill plates. Obviously they are a plethora of colors, because you won't see them because they're going to be underneath the plates, except for the very front edge, which I'm going to make a solid, like dark gray or solid color of some kind. So I thought that'd be cool. And then of course I have another one that has looked like this, and this has a bunch of 16x16 light bluish gray plates, some green plates, as well as other odd size plates, and then I have one of some dark bluish gray single style plates that I've been able to collect through like the pap wall and stuff. So when I'm kind of breaking things down, I do have, it's kind of full right now. This here, this is from the Container Store. This is a sorting tray. You can get these on Amazon or wherever. And in here you can see I've been kind of going through some stuff. So I have some minifigs from a couple Marvel sets, some Technic stuff, some like Castle specialty stuff, dark red that I need to get sorted, some black, and then these extra dots from some of the art sets as well organized. So those are some of the things I use. I also, one thing I highly recommend when you're getting these containers set up, the tabs, which connect, like where you use the dividers, they're all like connected together. There's usually 5 sections per tray, and it has like 4 of the small ones, 1 of the wide ones. You gotta cut them off. I definitely recommend, like I said, these cutters, so you can get them at pretty much any hardware store, because you can get really up and close to the edge to cut off the little tabs that connect them together. Just a little tip and trick I've learned through the process of doing this. I started this whole thing a couple years ago before we moved into this location, sorting and going through, and I've really worked hard trying to expand it and to go through kind of the parts I've been getting. So the next part here, we're going to shift the camera that way, and we're going to talk about why I want to do this, what's going to change, how we're going to display it in the future of all this. So hang on tight. Okay, so I kind of crouched down, lower the camera a little bit. So we're going to talk about this space here. So this is in like the back corner of the basement, and this is where I plan to have my city. And lately I've been kind of storing all my bulk parts in kind of the back little storage room we have. I want them to be more accessible and out. So you notice I have these 2 like 2x2 cubes that I got from Target underneath this bottom shelf. I want to throw up a little picture of kind of what I'm thinking of doing. Shout out to my dad for helping me design it. I want to put a kind of shelving cabinet unit that'll fit underneath here. By doing that, we're also going to replace this bottom shelf with a solid non-movable surface that'll be the top of the cabinet, and instead of being 24 inches deep, it'll be 30 inches deep, so you can fit a full 3 base plates for this bottom shelf, which I think will work really nice for the medieval scene and kind of what I want to plan there, because that's going to have the most kind of creativity to it. I'm going back and forth of whether having like traditional cabinet doors or some kind of curtain that slides. I find I'm worried with the doors, they might be too much in the way as you're trying to get it out, and you won't be able to easily see things. I think by having like a sliding curtain, you can just open it up, see everything, put it all back, close it, and your day's done. You can probably fit a ton, especially if you go 30 inches deep. You can almost fit 2 deep if you wanted to. It'll be approximately a little bit higher than where the shelf is, about 1 inch or so. I forget the exact dimensions. I have that. I'll show that to you here on screen here. So you'll see that, and I think that's going to be really nice. So I'm going to move then each of these units to one behind me, I believe, and one over here where my action figure display is. We're going to do a little bit of rearranging, I think, in this corner in general, and especially with the shelves itself. So I'm going to move the camera up now and kind of talk about that. All right, so in reference to these shelves, this is a big reason why I'm doing the Lego organization and planning for it. So my goal is to turn these into a city. And this is really inspired by kind of Shy Time, is my time. Look him up on YouTube. He's fantastic, one of my favorites. And he does this shelving based city that he did because he doesn't have a lot of space, his smaller house, smaller office. So he wants to go vertical with it. Unlike Brixie, who has this whole basement and now is expanding to a commercial warehouse because for him it's an actual business. I just don't have that space. Like Shy, I have a nice basement here, but it's only really half of it because the other half is designated for entertaining. So I really want to keep this nice and vertical, but I wanted a place where I can display modular buildings like the Sanctum Sanctorum, do a really cool medieval scene, as well as have some other displays like up top here where we have all the space sets, which is really, really cool. So going through this whole organization process is going to allow me to build the city and get a start on. You can see I have built one Mills plate, and that was kind of my test run of trial and error, and I started realizing I need to stop, organize, get the parts I need, order some parts, be able to plan for the future, so when I want to start, I can actually start and get going. So tentatively right now, we're going to have one shelf at the bottom, which is going to be the medieval scene. We might do some rearrangement of shelves, lowering and high and raising them as when we complete. My dad's gonna help me. We're gonna build this because he's basically has a wood shop at home, his house. So we're gonna get this done. Have a shelf at the bottom. Then kind of the main shelf is gonna be like my main downtown, like core, whatever. It's gonna host the modular buildings. So I can go modular buildings all the way to the back, and modular building kind of in each corner. And then in the middle, which I know is kind of hard to see right now. All right, so in the middle, it's gonna be a road. So we're gonna come in here, go down, come up. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 base plates of road, 2 crosswalks. So we'll have these 2 in the middle, which I'm thinking of doing like a little park right here. I think that'd be pretty cool. And then have a modular building here. What I'm gonna have here, I don't know, just a half modular maybe. And then I have the space down here, which I have the Brickmania set, so I might just do a nice little pathway there. And then build the modular city or buildings as we go here. From there, we have this shelf, which this is where I'm just debating I want to do. I'm thinking about potentially lowering this shelf, kind of this one down a little bit, taking that one, which we're not going to have any use for, it'll be extra, lowering this one, and then putting the third one. I don't know if that'll be feasible yet or not. I'm guessing it won't be, but we're going to try it out and see. And this other shelf will be, I think, more, I thought about building a military base. I thought of doing just a continuation of the city, maybe a park, a major forest area. I don't know. Right now it's just holding some sets for a future video. So that's kind of a clean slate that I'm not undecided. If you have an idea, drop it down in the comments. Help me out. As you can see, I have some stuff over here already, like the city packs and city streets, as well as some small sets build. So I have a couple police cars for the police station. You know, they're whatever. I don't know if I'll use them or not. I definitely going to use the California Highway Patrol duo pack. And then I just built this, which is from the TV show. It pays homage to the TV show Emergency. It's actually a really cool build. Highly recommend it if you're into that from Brickmania. I like it kind of when they do non-military sets, but kind of civil service sets like this. Has a lot of great play features like opening doors, you can do this one-handed, compartments maybe, opening compartments, storage in the back, and then amazing printing as always, great for minifigures. This is not a Brickmania review video, but just something to highlight. So I have this set up, have my architect, carpenter guy, construction manager ready to go. So that's the plan there, and that's kind of why we're doing all of this. So I'm gonna turn around one more time, and we'll kind of close out the video. All right, y'all, I hope you enjoyed the video. Remember, if you did, comment, like, subscribe, hit the bell. get notifications, whatever. My goal this year is definitely to spend more time with editing, learning that a little bit better than last year. Last year was definitely just seeing this is something I like, and I actually do like it. I like talking to y'all, having conversation. I hope my videos are thoughtful and give you information. That's the goal. So, like today, we talk about organization. There's a lot of different ways to organize Lego, a lot of different processes, a lot of different material to get. It all kind of depends on your space, what you have access to, things like that. So for ideas, see Tiago, like I mentioned, Brixie, David Hall, Shy Time's My Time. They have some different video organization videos where they talk about that. Otherwise, I hope you enjoyed this video. I can't wait to get started on Lego City. So this will be the launching point for a new city, or a new series involving the city. The next video I think will be my final organization update. So this is part 1. Part 2 will happen, I'm not sure when yet, to kind of when we finalize design to get time to build and then move things around. So that's coming, and then I have a couple more Lego centric videos, brick mania reviews coming. So otherwise,